welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. We are into PQ season 4 set 6. So I wanted to start this video by talking about some of the PQs this weekend, what we saw, some of the decks that are popping up, our own experience at the PQ here in Redlands, and then I'm going to play around with one of the decks that was a winner from this weekend that I saw a little bit at our PQ and then is doing well in other areas. Just to start, I like to go to the competitive hub, swoo-competitivehub.com, to see all the latest results. You can see the deck list, you can see upcoming tournaments, everything like that. And here are the winners from this weekend. If we scroll, really it starts with this planetary qualifier in Biloxi, where we had a Quinlan, an Anakin here. You see a couple of limiteds. And then as we go up, some interesting things. You can click in and see the top 8 and click on their desks. Asabe making it into the top, Palpatine Colossus taking it down, this Data Vault, which I think Wu was running and won in New Jersey, getting second in this one. And as we go up, I think one of the things we see is a diverse group of winners. At the top here, you're seeing Phasma, which we've started to see some videos come out, and it's a pretty decent sized tournament over in England. And then here is the first leader from set 6 to win a PQ. It's Sabe Tarkentown and followed by Palpatine. So a couple good showings here from the new set. We were in Redlands this weekend. We had a PQ of 69 people. It was taken down by a Kazuda Red. Kind of close second is Gar Saxon. And third was a Mondo, who we've seen on some of our videos. He's a local player here. Finished in the top 32 in Galactics with Kira, continues to have success with it. Won our last store showdown for set 5 with Kira as well. You can check that video. It's my Yoda Red Force versus his Kira in that final. And then we also had a Dedra come. A lot of what I saw around this event were Hero Green, Blue, Rey Data Vaults, Yoda Data Vaults, a lot of Anakin, a lot of Vader space, and a lot of Boba Data Vault, although you didn't see those make it, but a Boba Yellow made it into the top 4. I had been doing a lot of testing with Jabba after we pulled the showcase, and that's what I brought to the event. My first round matchup was against an Iden, which has been a very difficult one for me, and then I ran into a Boba Data Vault from one of our teammates, Max, who ended up finishing 13th with a great run. He got me in 3 games. And then I was able to win a few games, taking out a Han 1 Green and Thrawn ECL, and then a Han 4 Tarkentown. And then in the last round, Andrew from the team and I, we weren't winning any prizing, so we didn't really play it out for that one. Another interesting deck I ran into was a new Cassian ECL, which I lost 2-1. Definitely got ahead of me with some ambushing and then controlling the initiative to get the most out of Cassian. Definitely a game I would play a little bit differently. I think should be able to win that one. Overall, I think Jabba is super fun, and on rotation, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity. I don't think it's consistent enough to compete right now. We'll be looking at definitely some other options, but we did have a lot of fun, a lot of great people at the event, and a lot of good decks that came out of it. And then one of the other things, once you look through this set here, and you can see from today over in Europe, a lot of Han and Anakin, you can go over to this Swoo base, so swoobase.com. You do meta-analysis, you can see all the PQ winners. This is set to just this week, so I can click on matchups, and what it does is it shows you all of the matchups and how they fared to get an idea of what decks people are playing. Anakin was the most popular, and you can do leader and base combinations, and you can see records. So Anakin Data Vault was the most popular deck brought, and it did pretty well. If you look at a win percentage, it struggled a little bit into Piet, Gar slightly, but big into Kira it struggled, and big into Piet. So if you ran into that, you're probably in a little bit more trouble. Han from Spark of Rebellion did very well. You see it has a couple of losing matchups here, but not by much. Really seems like it did quite well. And as we scroll down, some lesser played decks did okay. And then unknown is unfortunately we just don't have it. Cat Tarkentown decently represented, but did not do as well. So you can learn a lot here, and then you can see the decks and the different cards being played. So really great combination of things. And then if we go back to Competitive Hub, we can see what the meta looks like through that first week. So we did have 3 Anakin wins, 2 Yoda wins, 2 Quinlins, and on down. And what you really like is the top 8, because I think that's really where you see more of the important things that are happening. And Anakin and Han right now are really doing a lot of the work in the top 8, followed by Kira and Yoda. And while Piet's highly represented, it's not winning as much. Like, it's really struggling with Han, with Kira, some of these other top decks that end up there. So we'll see how it continues to shape out, but really interesting so far. And one of the decks I was very curious about was the one that Wu brought to New Jersey and was able to win. It is this Yoda data ball, so I thought maybe we could get some games in with it, see how it feels. Well, I brought Java, but I was testing Yoda, not this exact version, but I was testing Yoda as my other option. This one looks pretty good and looks a lot more competitive. So let's jump into some games and see what happens.
Hello there.
Right away, we start with Akira. Definitely a top deck. I think it's going to continue to be played throughout this set. There's just so much you can do with it. So I do like this hand here, and I'll keep it because I can ramp Mina to start to get me some card draw maybe into a ramp, and maybe get this Luke out earlier. So let's see what happens here. I think one of the interesting things with this Yoda is how much you can ramp and build your board into those Bo-Katans and other large units to finish it off. And the Gonk Droid is interesting because I think it's another thing that lets you kind of build up. We'll resupply here. They claim, so if we attack here, it creates the ability for the super laser tech to wipe us out. So I think I'm just going to leave it because I think having this unit on board is fine. We are going to 5 resources. I'd love to get this down because that'll protect Mina. They're going to have their Kira flip here as well. So let's get this down and see what they decide to do here. We'll choose nothing. Now we can stall with the Yoda. I do like the resupply carrier. I don't know that this is going to come out anytime. I'll put it on the bottom. So I think what I'm doing next turn is playing the resupply carrier. And then we'll go to beige. Do I want to ping the shield off? Yeah, we'll ping the shield. The resupply carrier will let us flip into Yoda on the next turn, which is nice. I can see them shielding Ogdo. So another option we might go with, and why I was hesitating, was if we take down Ogdo, we then don't have enough to play the resupply carrier, but we would have had enough resources to play the ship at 2 costs. So that's where kind of I was going back and forth. Okay, they decide to flip Kira. I don't know if that means they're going to trade Kira out here. They are. Okay. So this makes me think that probably, ooh, you know what? I think I'm going to ramp actually. Oh, I have both options now. I think we're going to ramp because what we can do here is trade out. I know I don't have the right cards to draw because I resource there, but it lets us trade out, which this is interesting. So we can, nope. So then we can do that. So now we're on Yoda deploy. It should be pretty easy to take that out. That's Queen Amidala went down. That's too bad. So now we can put the takedown on top, allowing us to take out the Ogdo with that, and then we're setting up for Bo-Katan in a couple turns. So we will, yep, this is perfect. I think the takedown is right what we want there. And now we're getting a little bit ahead on the board. And we got a lot of great options here. So I think the play here might be the Luke, because we want to save the Kelleran back for after they Super Laser Blast, so that we can put 2 units on the board. And the Bo-Katan coming out next turn is also very powerful. So okay, so they have Maul. I don't love that, but we will kill it off. I don't think we need another resupply carrier. So we're really thinking Super Laser Blast here. They could have an Evader. They could have another Maul. Those 3 are really the big plays for them. They have a Craving Power. That's okay. So I think because we have 2 of these... actually, why don't we're going to go ahead and shrink that. Because we have a second one, I think we're fine playing that out now. So we can hit this. And then we build the Luke up. So we gave up 3 damage there by eliminating that. But I think that as a target on the board with Overwhelming Barrage and different things like that is not really something we want. So we decided to take that out. And we'll take our damage in. So we want to go pretty wide here. So we could... No, I think these Sentinels are fine. Huh? I'm not really worried about that. So I'm going to swing. Because I have close to lethal here. So I'm trying to think about what they could do. Yeah, I don't know that they can wipe everything without Super Laser Blast. We just need 1 damage. Home 1 is nice too. So we have a bunch of things in GG. So they have Devastator, which is fine, and we win the game. So we win the game with 0 damage on our base. You can see how powerful that Yoda is against a very, very good Kira deck. And let's go again and see what we get here. Thrawn 1 Nabat Village. Honestly, a part of me wants to just leave the game. This is not a matchup that looks any fun, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna mulligan this. I don't know if there was enough in there. A lot of low drops. Weird. I think a weird start. This at least gives me some ramp into Kelleran Vanquish if they do play something like Zuckuss, which I think is a key card for this and probably why you're running the Bot Village. Maybe to get some kind of combo with now there are 2 of them in Zuckuss. But we'll see. Be interested in the comments to hear how your PQs went or type of decks you're trying. Will they name resupply here? This could be brutal. No, takedown. Okay, that's fine. We have another PQ this weekend as well. My son brought Kira to the last one. Lost in a very tight 3-game matchup to one of the top 8 Kiras. I think he's rethinking it and going to bring something else next weekend. I can't go to it, so I think I'm dropping him off and then picking him up. I'm sad to miss it. I think something like this Yoda would have been what I bring. There is now there are 2 of them. Okay. I'll put that back on top. And we'll start to ramp. We have the Vanquish, which I'm sure they don't want to deal with. But I probably like the Typho here. We did pick up a Dedra showcase and some trading at the event yesterday, so that was nice. There's a couple of blue Dedra decks out there that might be interesting to try. Maybe we'll make a video on that coming up. So they have cunning, which lets them bounce. So they are definitely going to pour in some damage. Okay. So we're going to mess around with Dedra a little bit. I think there could be some fun things there. So I'm in an interesting spot here because they're pouring in damage. And they have some bounce effects. So like a waylay. If say I would have played Typho again here and then they waylaid, I would be so far behind. So I think we're just going to take out the Bosk. Because we don't really want to create the situation where we're just getting bounced over and over while they build. We would like much more the idea that we're coming into Kelleran, Luke, and home 1 with the Yoda flip. So yes, we're taking some damage, but we should be able to start building the board up. So I think in this case, we play the Kelleran. We can hit a Sentinel off of that, and we do. And now they have to do some work. So this costs... Okay, so they did do that. So this... Yep, that's perfect. That's the exact card we wanted. We could take this Mandalorian out. And we will do that. And I'm assuming they're going to replay that. Take a look at our hand again. Yep. I don't think we have anything in our hand that we did before. They named home 1. Okay, so good for them. They got the home 1. We still have the Luke. Okay. Pay 2. And now Thrawn's out. I think this is... They're going to base, yep. So this Thrawn we want to get rid of. So I think we can pass on paying the 2 here. If we don't pass, what do we get out? We get Typho and... Yeah, okay. So let's hit into that. Can they exhaust leaders? Yeah, so they gotta have a 7 or more. Okay, we'll take that out. That's fine. That doesn't really do anything. Actually, it gives us our Kelleran back, which is nice. We'll pay the 2 resources. So they got us up to 18, but we are starting to stabilize. Them getting the home 1 did hurt a little bit. Oh, okay. So Bo-Katan was on top, which definitely helps them. So we'll start to get some damage in the base. What do I care about here? Opponent readies Thrawn or uses a non-leader unit to capture. Which one do I care about? If he readies Thrawn, what does he do? He hits it into this. Okay, you can go ahead and ready Thrawn. I'll hit your base. I'm not super worried because I'm going to be playing the Luke. So whatever they attack with first, I'll just eliminate that unit. It's Cad Bane, that's fine. I'll show him another Kelleran. We'll kill that. We get our Kelleran. So yes, they have the Thrawn out. We trade it with the Kelleran here. And we're just going to start to really... Sure. Take the Thrawn. And now we still have this 5 restore coming in. Okay. So that's a nice card for them. So we need a 6 restore. So we need to hit all of our restoring here. I'm guessing they're tapping the Mina. That's, yeah. So maybe I should attack with that first. Play the Kellerin. Get another unit. And then we're going to play the bow here. So I think we have to attack with the Luke first. I mean, it's all 7, so yeah. Because we have a lot of healing represented. They're going to be able to look at our hand. So if they say Bo-Katan, they're going to get both of them, right? I think. Oh, discards a card. Okay. Name is Vanquish. Sure. We'll play Bow. We have lethal here. Maybe we didn't need to play Bow there. We should have just attacked, but whatever. We'll just finish him off here. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have played Bow. Good game. They did a lot to control us. I think we misplayed that a little bit. We could have just not had to play the Bow out, but you can see how it continues to heal and clear the board and just becomes this big, powerful deck. It's interesting that they named Vanquish knowing they could see our hand. Oh, so we got Luke versus Luke. Yoda versus Kylo matchup. Kylo Data Vault. I think there was one Kylo ECL there yesterday. He was on... I've seen him at the last couple tournaments. Very good player. I think he got close to the top 8. But this one is Data Vault. We'll see what it looks like. So the Spark of Hopes are good if we can get them to kill the Gronk. But I guess this deck wants to go slower, so we're going to keep this and see what happens. Because if we do get an attack in, which we should, we can play the Typho. Or the Spark of Hope if they kill it. They do. We Spark of Hope. We ramp. Okay. So this is going to be interesting if they're going to be playing a lot of removal. So now they're working on their ramping. There's the Craving Power, which we don't love to see. So if they somehow eliminate Typho here... If they somehow eliminate Typho, we can play home one this turn. There's nothing to bring back, so that's not really what we need to do. So they will eliminate it. They will not. Okay, so we'll put the Vanquish there. Oh, did we lose the home one? No, where did it go? I don't understand what happened. Where did the home one go? Did I put it on the bottom? I must have misclicked that. Oh well. I don't think I meant to do that in that order. So this is why I definitely need to practice with it. This is just me loading this up to play it for this video. So here comes Kylo. He's going to have the Craving Power. That's... Okay, that's all he has. So he killed off one of our units, which means we can do this. And that's GG's. So him deploying the Kylo there, I guess he felt like he didn't have enough to do to be able to take that 12 damage. So that makes sense. So I should rethink my resourcing. I don't know where I put the home one, but either way, when I play the resupply carrier, it would go into the resource pile. Maybe so. That's probably what happened. Actually, that's probably this resource. But I don't know what is in his hand. But for him to deploy Kylo with only one thing to eliminate my space really set him up in a bad way. And I think the ramp also puts a lot of pressure on them because we're getting stuff out so fast. So let's go again. It's definitely a diverse set of decks we're running into, and the Yoda is doing very well. Here's a Han yellow. If we look back at the tournament results, there was a Han yellow that won today in France. There's another Palp showing up. So let's see. We're just waiting on our opponent. This Palp, I think, is going to be dangerous. If you like that harder control, I think that it does a lot of work. So I do like this draw. These are going to be good. Getting wide here. So I'm going to keep this hand. And there is a lot of space they can come with. Falcons, Han pilots. They're going to have Bodhi Rooks, things like that. Katana bouncers. So I think the queen is good. I think Gronk will let us play something early, but I think we'll have to resource the bow and the Kellern right now. I don't know that the 2, 3, 4, 5 curve is the right one we want to hear. We probably wanted something deeper, but we don't have any ramp either, so this will at least let us make sure that we get some of our units out. And in theory, if we are attacking with the Gonk droid, we can do some interesting things with blue leader and tokens earlier. Them using unit probably means Falcon here. Oh, it's a Bodhi Rook. Okay, we don't have anything in our hand, so that's fine. Okay, so now we are going to attack, which means we can play a 4 cost, but I also wonder if that means we can play that. Oh, it does anyway, no matter what. Okay, so I think now we have to do that because I can't take all this damage here. At least we got the value of playing it for 1 less. And then I actually don't mind blue leader into this, preserving the Bright Hope, because I think that this deck on their side is going to want to do a lot of space. I also could see where they put a pilot on here, reveal, take out the Bright Hope altogether. We'll see what happens there. Hey, there it is. So there's the attack in. There's the reveal. And this nest is coming. Okay. So this is going to be a problem, right? So we need to stabilize in some way. So we'll put the typo down. I do think the ramping is interesting, but not going to be enough value here. This is going to start hitting us for so much. I need an answer that I don't have. Now there's next turn where I could ram this in. Ram this in, put the Padme on top. You might want to help it play both in the same turn. But I think I'm playing the Padme here, so I don't see that happening. Actually, I think I'm taking out the Bodhi Rook here. Oh, the Emphas Nest is going to come down, right? And bounce the Typho. So I'm going to stall. I want to see what they do. So I got to think about what they're trying to do. And if there's a way for me to... Well, I'm just going to ram that into Han, so he has to die on attack. And I actually might need to save this Kelleran back to kill off that Emphas Nest that's coming out. I just don't know how I'll be able to deal with it longer term. I don't love the draw we've had and the inability to ramp here. I do think we're on our back foot with this. Okay, I play the Cunning, which is going to let Han live and pour in more damage. So let's take a look at our deck while we're thinking about this. There's 3 Vanquish, 2 Takedown, 2 Rival Swell. So there is a decent amount of removal. I've not seen any of it. And so we continue to take this damage. Let's see what we've got here. So they bounced Typho. And then they pumped. Okay. Makes sense. So them not hitting, they undid because they're going to hit the red leader because they want Falcon to live. No, okay. Okay, so they have lethal here, so we're done. I believe is how I read this. Okay, so we reveal and heal 1, which is great. Kill this. That's good. The Falcon, which I would play if I were them. And then we have to claim. And there's nothing we can do here. They have it, right? We can't keep a Sentinel on the board. We can't kill both of these units with the Yoda flip. It was just much... Oh, cancel. It was just much faster than we were. And that's just how it is. And GG's to our opponent. It'd be interesting to play that matchup again, to kind of mess around with it some more.
Hello there.
So here's a Boba Yellow. Let's see, in the tournament we were at yesterday, a Boba Yellow did top 4. We'll see if it's a list like this one. We'll take initiative. We will keep this hand. There's some healing. There's some space. So maybe this is LB369. Let's see what their name is. Bum Chop? I don't know. I don't know if that's the same name. Probably not, but maybe. And they did very well with, okay, some ground units, a lot of space. Sneak attack's probably coming in handy, and the original fire spray. We'll just take this to base. And I think here I'll play Mina for the healing. Yeah, and we'll claim. So we're at least getting some answers. I don't think I want to take 4 here, so oddly enough, I'm going to do it that way. They're probably going to attack. Yeah, so I'm going to take a lot of damage here. And then we're going to take that out. Yeah, that's what I expected here. That's why you didn't see me put 3 damage on. This is gonna die next turn, so let's see what we can draw. I don't have enough to do both. This absorbs a lot. If it was going to 6 resources, I might consider keeping these both because I could play it out, but I think I have to get things out on the board. So I think more testing with the deck will help me understand better how I need to start resourcing. This is gonna okay. I get to draw a card here, which is nice. Good draw. Because he can kill both things, maybe? I don't know. So I think here, once they kill this, I will actually try and Your Only Hope into the home 1 to bring back the blue leader. Assuming they're going to kill something off here. What I'll do on my end, if they don't deploy Bobo right away, which I think is what they're going to do, is attack and kill the punishing one, which still lets me set all this up. I do see the hyperspace disasters in the sideboard. I wonder about main deck for them. Because space does seem to be something that can get on top of us. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to do this here because I can kill that off. Leaving this alive for now. So we will put this on top. We will play that for 5 less. We'll bring this out and we'll pass. Okay. I guess we could have ambushed in here. Ooh, the Luke is really, really nice as an option. We should be able to clear everything. Because now what I want to do is attack blue leader in here. Okay, that's fine. We'll attack that. We'll kill that. We will sadly put that on top. Take it to Yoda. I don't think we can win now. I think that was too much damage. And too late on some of the cards I think we needed. But let's see. The planetary bombardment would be tough. But we just need to heal as much as we can. I think here we get the Mina down. There's Devastator. It's just the perfect set of cards. Perfect set of cards. We have a lot of healing on ways to absorb things like planetary. So we're gonna keep trying our best. If they have a second Devastator, we lose. But if they don't, I think we win. That's fine. I think that means we win. Yeah, I don't really care about the damage there. We continue to heal. And so we were on the brink, brought down on life a couple times. We're able to come back because of all this healing. Home 1, Luke and Yoda, without them having an answer for it, allowed us to crawl back in. I'm sure they're realizing it now and not very happy. We did swing with this first because that's the only thing they can no good to be dead again to keep us from having lethal. So it was an important card for us to swing with. Yeah, and I think he sees it. All the restore that was happening really brought us back down. We saw that in the Kira match as well. So that was an interesting one because they're pushing damage hard. We spread out their indirect as much as we could. We had an answer in hand for the Devastator, and we were able to take that one. All right, so here's the Sabe Tarkentown that took down Florida. I think Sabe is a very fun leader. Excited to see people figuring it out. I'm going to keep this hand. It has a few things I like. The Sentinel, I think, is good against Sabe. I think these going wide can be good. And then Mina into the Spark of Hope. So I'm going to keep this. I'm actually going to resource the Kellern and the Vanquish. Okay, so they went ground. Okay, so that's unfortunate. We might be in trouble here as far as being able to do anything. We were definitely ouch. So we're in bad shape. I really wanted that to die. So that's kind of the risk with Spark of Hope. I guess I should have thought about this being a very space heavy deck. And then I think Typho is great here. A very space heavy deck that will give us a lot of trouble. And now the Vanquish that we resource seems important. They got the Bo-Katan. So they got things out of hand that we kind of have in hand. This is just a disaster. Okay, not as much as disaster that I was worried about. So I can get the Mina back and force them to kill that, which I'm okay with, I think. Because I want the healing. They can also Tarkentown, which I want them to use. So there's like a lot of positives for us on that front. Now this is where Data Vault I think is going to help us. I don't know that we will get to Yoda because we have this carrier here. So that's going to be big. Yep, that's what I would expect. But they're going to be able to pour some damage as well. So I'm glad that I did not just crash into Ibn Hawk. I know I took 5 there, but I got Restore back here, and then I forced them to use Tarkentown, which means they're going to hit a brick wall unless they're breaking in. So they have the Sudden Ferocity there. Ooh, that's brutal. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is we're playing this out so that we can flip Yoda, I think. Okay. Get some healing. Kill a unit. We're going to be just short, right? You can see it here. We're going to be able to hit for 7 more. Yeah, they figured it out too. So we're going to be too short. GG's to them. I think that it turns out hitting this would have been the right play. The Mina didn't do enough. Keeping the Vanquish or mulliganing for space, I think it's a lack of knowledge of the deck. If we take this, the Sudden Ferocity thing will still be there, but we would have saved a ton of damage and then restored up and won. So GG to our opponent there. And something good, a really good learning for us, right? The next time we play that deck, which we haven't seen before or played against, I think we play it totally differently. I think we ambush in. They keep Target Town, so Sabe can run into our Sentinel and then Target Town it. We trade into it. So it's just a different game. I don't know exactly how it plays out, but definitely different. So we have the removal here, but no ramp. We have one space. Let's mulligan. The Gronk in that hand doesn't do much. Traders is interesting. I think I have to get rid of both Rivals Falls because I can't risk the Spark of Hope piece again. That was the other thing, how we misplayed the beginning. Definitely struggling with getting Spark of Hope online. But I might have to settle for a takedown. Next turn, we'll get the Yaddle out. We did want to see another Han Yellow. We struggled into it before. Okay, that is something we can capture. It's also something we can just take down. I don't think we're... Two... Let's just take one of them out. Restore here. We can take down the other. Okay, they're running double. Okay, so a lot happening for them. We're just going to try and keep answering it. Drawing this removal is great. I think if we saw some of it in the last game, definitely could have played out differently. Really hoping... What do they do? Oh. Really hoping for them to put a pilot on here, but that's not happening either. So I think I will have to capture it eventually. They take out the Yaddle. And now Emphas Nest. Okay. Hey, there it is. That's what we thought might happen. We're not mad at it. We're gonna take it. They probably have Waylay. Let's see. We'll take it. I'm wondering if they thought we were going to take the last one. We did not. Now this is out of Emphas Nest range. Yoda comes out next turn. Luke comes out next turn. We start to be in a really good place. They have Bamboozle. Okay. Probably in their, they put it out their resource pile. Yeah, that tech's going to be a problem. We got another trader, so we're going to take the tech this time. Maybe. Honestly, I think we flip Yoda here. Yeah, let's take out the tech. We don't need that. Do not need that. I think the odds in our deck, there's like 12, probably 2 drops, and then 38, 3 plus. So the odds would be that we would get that. And that worked out. We definitely have ways to deal with this, so we're gonna take it again. When they play the Emphas Nest, they bounce it. It is what it is. Bamboozle was tough because what we wanted them to do was bounce it, and they did not. And that put us pretty far behind. We are going to try to start to heal. The reason we decided to take it there is the Empress Nest. Okay. Bo-Katan's nice. Oh, I need to play that. Okay. So we'll kill off this Empress Nest. A lot of power in their deck with cunning and things like that. So we'll kill that off. Okay. This is probably a mistake because they can just bounce that, I think. And I'm an idiot. I should have just... Oh, it didn't matter. Whatever I play to kill it, it just leaves, so... Oh my goodness. I mean, if I were them, I'd be playing the Hauler. There's Falcon. That's good too. Sure. I'm just not sure what we can do here. This is the second game against this deck where we're just getting beat up. Yeah, and it's going to be impossible for us to stick anything on the board, so this is how it's going to go. Surprise Strike is going to win it next turn. There's just literally nothing we can do. Like, there it is. Yeah, and that's it, right? All right. Next, so they got us again. The Hans are beating us up. Oh.
Hello there.
We got Dooku. So, definitely I would say, if you're thinking about this deck, practice, right? I don't know any of the lines right now. Feel like I'm making a lot of mistakes on resourcing and when to play what. Trying to understand Spark of Hope, which I haven't really played much with. But you can definitely see the power of the deck and what it can do, especially against, I think, some of the other meta pieces out there. So I would, if you're thinking about this one, I would do a lot of practice. Definitely got to figure out the cunning match. Things like that. Okay. I'm going to claim instead of using Yoda's ability so I can kill that. I guess I got to play double Gonk, so I'll kill that off. Assuming they kill here. Oh, they don't. Okay. A lot of top end cards. See, this is what I mean. It's like, okay, we're just gonna kill this guy off. I can't. See, I could have played. Well, I can next turn one of these, right? Visible hand. Go away. Oh, is that a trooper? And I'm not paying attention. I guess I'm not paying attention. Perfect. It could not have been better. Can you? Okay. It's fine. Actually need things to die, right? So that all worked out. Dooku's coming? Alright, I'm flipping here. I can kill anything on the flip. That was helpful. I can kill anything on the flip. Hmm. Yep. Okay. I could have done that a lot of different ways. I guess this was okay. We got rid of Dooku. One of these was going to die to Hu Yang next turn. We were going to play this. Now, I think we're okay. Probably a different sequencing that exists there. Let's do one more. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Piet Red, I think as we saw from the matchups, one of the more powerful, one of the most played decks. Let's see how it did against this Yoda. About even. I see the Yoda had a very high win percentage there, but Anakin's still doing well. Just so many people playing it, so the variety is much higher. So we'll keep this. I don't know that we'll get Spark of Hope off, though I would love to. I think the Ravenous Fall is important because they can get big ships out. We probably don't need both Sentinels, and there's nothing really to Spark of Hope. So let's try this, see if we can ramp. I bet you they attack into it, actually, because their deck runs it and probably doesn't like what it does. Yep. Okay. So that time it worked out. We did get to ramp. As did they. Ooh. Alright, we're going to go wide now, and then we're going to deploy Yoda next turn. I think. Yeah, because the Ravenous Fall can kill this as well. So it's not as big a deal. Because we'll have it in hand. Although we might have to kill Piet. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, so what we're going to do... So we'll resource. Coloring goes down. So we have resourced a couple of our big units. Not great. We wanted to Ravenous Fall this anyway. But now we can't because we need to Ravenous Fall that. Hey, we hit it. Now we're dead. Right? They have planetary bombardment. Oh, no. Okay. Either they don't have it or they made a huge mistake. Okay. We'll see. We have drawn a Luke and a Kelleran, which means we should have Bo-Katans. We should have Luke's. We should have all the different cards. I don't know what he's planning, so we're just going to do that. We're going to try and go wide here. Absorb some damage. We did get lucky with the Yoda flip hitting a 6 for sure to get rid of that. There's the barrage. Barrage is going to kill Yoda. Yeah. I just... These draws are just brutal. So, I guess resourcing our 2 7s, we weren't going to see anything big again. No home ones, none of that. So, if it continues like this, there's nothing we can do. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen here. Yeah. That's pretty good. So we can get them to kill something. I should have attacked. Let's see if that 2 damage comes back to bite us. They could play another Fulminatrix. Maybe. That'll do it. Sure. I should have used Yoda's ability because that's probably worse, but whatever. And we're going to be 1 damage, 2 damage off again. As they swing in. Yep, GG's. All right, well, they got us. All right, so we played this Yoda. It definitely struggled a little bit with some space. Actually, more so with the double cunning Han than anything. I think that was just my user piece. Also, we lost to it twice, so I think it could be an interesting matchup there. I wonder if, as we look at how it did, here there's a forced version, which did pretty decently. It was 1-3 against Han Green Spark. I don't see another Han. And then as we scroll, here's the Data Vault version. So you can see this was 40 and 21. It destroyed Anakin. So it's like an Anakin counter, right? Did well into Han. Okay with Sabine. I don't know where its other losses are, but Piet, it was 1-0, so not a big enough sample. Just interesting things out there. More Piets. I think we were close. We didn't draw any top end until late, which could have made a difference. I did not get a lot of value out of Queen Amidala, although I know there's a lot of value there. It just didn't happen in my games. I think in a best of 3 against some of these, we're bringing in the escorts, we're bringing in the hyperspace, the confiscates. It definitely helps us catch up in those matchups. So I do like the sideboard for what we ran into. The Sabe, I think we made a mistake on who we took out with ambush, but you could also see where the sideboard would do really well there. So I don't think there's anything this can't compete with, and I think the sideboard really would go a long way into some of the matchups we struggled with. The Piet, I think it was close, though it didn't look close. I think if we get some top end earlier or figure out how to get a little bit more control, we start to take over. We did get lucky with the Yoda flip, but with all of this in here, I think that I guess that's one of the variables with Data Vault for sure. Very fun deck. I think we're going to continue to tweak what we want to play. The next PQ I'll be at is in January. I definitely want to bring something I think I can be competitive with that's fun to play. I'll probably be on the hero side. I've been messing with villain a little bit more the last couple sets because those are some of the showcases I pull, and I enjoy playing with those, and then a lot of learning on the interesting side, whereas for the first few sets I stayed mostly on the hero side. So much fun either way. Hopefully you're having fun with your PQs, enjoying everything that's going on with Star Wars. I think there's a lot of great cards in the new sets. These limiteds I'm sure were fun. If you haven't used this before, if you see these icons here, it means there's videos, so you can go back and watch what happened in a lot of these matchups, which I'm sure will be very interesting. I'm excited to go check out those when I have some spare time. So hopefully your PQs are going well, you're prepping, having fun. Just enjoy yourself, try everything. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Really appreciate everyone checking out the channel. Have a great day, everyone.